Why? Why won't you upload? It's not a duplicate video, this is an original video! Not even a day in, and I'm already struggling this much just to get the first video up. Alright, so right before we get into this video, I want to give all of you a little tour around Colorado State University. So here we go. Welcome to the campus. Alright, so I know I have a particularly unique college experience. Most people go to college and they absolutely love it. For me, I had a little bit of a different feeling about it. And so don't take this like if you're younger and you're watching this, don't take this as, oh, my college experience is going to be something like his. The odds are it will not at all. Mine is very unique and weird. But it's just, that's how my experience was, and that's how my decision to take this year off was influenced. Okay, so I'm gonna start just senior year high school. Senior year high school was great. Went hiking all the time, tons of great adventures, great people, great friends. Photography for me was on the rise. I was meeting new people, I was getting new gigs, it was awesome, and a lot of that had to do kind of with the area that I was in. There was a lot of opportunity going on for me. I had a job, that was nice. But the school itself though, there were only really a couple of classes that I truly looked forward to. Wow, I'm really happy I'm in this class right now. While I was in school, I never really felt like, oh, I'm being fulfilled right now with all this knowledge. I feel like I'm moving up in the world, stuff like that. And I know a lot of people don't like school. I like education. I think education is very important, and I enjoy learning. It's that upward. It's that I'm learning valuable things to bring me up in life and to be successful and stuff like that, and I just, like many people, I just did not feel that way. Got to a point where I was tired of feeling that way. So I graduated and I was gonna go to college, and I couldn't decide between a gap year or university. The reason why I chose to go to college was because I didn't really know what I would do with my gap. So I ended up going to college, and that ended up being one of the best and worst decisions of my life. One of the best decisions of my life, because it sort of pushed me away from the direction that I was going and forced me into the direction that I'm going now. It was one of the worst decisions of my life because it was the worst year of my life. It wasn't good for many reasons, largely of which to have anybody who was like really super close to me, who knew me really well, and it's like the aspect of community. It wasn't great there. If you're one of my friends who's watching this, who's at CSU, this isn't about you. If it weren't for you guys, I would have gone insane. There weren't any real adventures that we went on. It was kind of dull, and I was bored a lot of the time. And then at school, I just felt out of place, and like I didn't belong there. And it was the same. I felt like I'd almost dropped down a level in life, where I was like, okay, well, now I'm just at a bigger high school. It didn't really feel like I was like, oh, now I'm at college and I'm really learning things that matter. That wasn't the case at all. I was still just learning high school topics. I felt like I hadn't really gained anything knowledge-wise out of that year. And so throughout the year, I just kind of stopped focusing on school. Like, I started focusing on my photography. I started getting into concert photography. Ended up shooting pictures at Red Rocks for Redman and Method Man and 311, that's pretty cool. About halfway through second semester, I started my first company. And like I said in the last video, we'll get into that in a later video. So there's so many things that were like pulling me to Seattle, that were like, come back to Seattle and work here and just work. So that was a squirrel that hit the window. I just took a look at the footage to see what it was. Right up there is where it hit. I'm not seeing anything down here. So I think that means that it ran away. So our little squirrel friend is okay. And there's so many things in Fort Collins that were like pushing me away, where it was just like, I don't belong here, this isn't the place for me, I should go back. So that's what I ended up doing. I am now taking a gap year, and I'm taking this gap year to just work. And a later video as well, we'll go more into what that sort of means and looks like for me. We'll go over the goals that I have for the future. That's kind of a very short and summarized version of how last year went for me. It wasn't great, didn't feel like I was gaining much out of it. There wasn't anything really there for me. There wasn't anything that was like trying to keep me in Fort Collins, in Colorado State University. So I realized I've been misguiding everybody. I keep saying gap year, and that's what it technically is, but if I get to a point by the end of this year where I'm financially stable or have a foreseeable financially stable future, then I most likely will not be going back to college. So it's not so much a gap year, but more of just I'm going to take a break, see if I can do it on my own, and if not, then I'll probably end up going back, maybe take a few classes, but ultimately this is more than just a gap year.